Mark, what was the resistance when you were selling? You said I was fighting tooth and nail. What was the difficulty there? What was the resistance?
That was with our CEO.
Right. Is he stingy?
Because a little bit, but no, it's more. He's a former sales guy, so that does help me. But our whole mission was around inbound marketing. Our whole mission was cold calling is dead, right?
Right.
And I just had to make the case that if we could figure this out. Granted, I don't expect the economics to be as good, but we can grow faster. So it was around that, specifically on the cold calling project. And then on this particular element, he literally used the words cheesy. He was very concerned about the delay. And he wanted to be actually his name included in the list so that he got one of these calls and he could test it out on the other side. So he's getting more comfortable with it. And the big thing for us, like I said, we do like 25 different tests every year. And we always try to have a control and et cetera, et cetera. We have a list of 500 tests that we can run. And this was way up on the list because of the potential upside. I mean, the economics, if this actually came to fruition in the different productivity enhancements that claim to come from this, it could totally change our model.
So it can change your whole sales model for the entire sales force.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So that's one of the reasons why
so,
we moved up to the top of the list.
The resistance was based on the CEO's sort of cultural mission to eliminate cold calls. He was on the wrong crusade.
Right. Well, that and that he was very concerned about the cheesiness factor. That the folks that use this on the B2C side, you can kind of tell that it's a telemarketing call.
It sounds to me, I mean, I visited HubSpot and I got the impression it is sort of a hip company where you have only one room and everybody sees what everybody's doing. So there's a lot of transparency. And yet I find it paradoxical that you had to fight for that.
Yeah, I guess, well, it's also not just like go do whatever you want to do. We certainly have to make strong business cases for change and different things. I mean, it's a very entrepreneurial environment in the terms that we hope the ideas come from below. But at the same case, there's a lot of good ideas, and you got to make a strong case to have your ideas from the top.
So the best ideas survive. Yeah, that's a good environment to have. Mike, are you worried that your clients may discover your secret and then do it themselves?
Not at all. In fact, I bring ConnectAndSell to my clients. Most of my clients have inside sales teams, and do they compete with us? Yeah, maybe not sometimes. So I've actually been so impressed by it that I've said to them, look, come over to the office, see what we do, see how it operates. And we've had, 4 of them sign up and they're now using it. So I'm not shy about what I do. Talk about transparency. I'm very transparent. I mean, I write about it on my blog, I share my numbers, I'm friends with competitors, and it's all good for business.
I want to open this up. We have about 15 minutes left, and I want to open this up for the audience. I'm really fascinated by how this technology has grown in leaps and bounds, and I'd like to know if maybe there's other customers here that can explain how they're using it. Go ahead.
I'm curious, coming from a background of a big B2B sales organization that has a dialer and a former telemarketing function that we've actually been shrinking over time, what's the difference other than the Salesforce.com interaction? So how is this different than a telemarketing dialer that's an in-house technology purchase?
I can answer that.
Go ahead.
It's not just a dialer, okay? It's basically a dialer in parallel. So there's servers that are basically taking your list and dialing with 6 or 7 reps at a time. And they're all saying, hi, is John there? Hi, is Fred there? And as soon as they do, it's like, it's like that Staples button in the ad. They get somebody, they hit that thing, it goes beep in your ear. Everybody else goes on hold, activity goes on hold, and you're live on a call. So we use a dialer like you're talking about where you go top to bottom, and it's a serial function. This is parallel.
It's simultaneous dialing, and there are 30 dials going on at the same time. At the minute somebody connects, all the dialing stops automatically. And that's how you get the numbers. Next question. Yes.
I'm still a little confused on the technology. So you have one inside salesperson. He's got this leverage, or she's got this leverage to dial this list. So the list is 100 items long, I take it. Okay.
What's
Yeah,
the-
do you want?
Yeah, just how does it
Let me
work?
run-
Yeah,
I'll-
let's
I'll
have a little transparency.
Pretend
I
I'm
guess.
doing a demo, okay? So you sit down in front of Salesforce, or they support other CRMs as well, and you schedule your session. So I'd like to do a session from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Then you load what's called a wizard, okay, a list wizard, and it walks through and says, what list do you want to call? And basically, in the case of the Salesforce integration, the list is nothing but a report. And that report has the columns on it for name, title, company, phone number, mobile number, whatever you want. So you select the report you want, and it takes that through the Salesforce API, basically takes that list data and uploads it to the server, okay? And I refer to it as sort of a call center in the cloud, all right? Cloud computing. You basically upload the list, and then you hit start, and there's a start button. It's green. It starts dialing. You start seeing the counter go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then beep, and you're live. Hi, this is Mike from Greenleads. How are you today? Blah, blah, blah.
And you see the name on the screen. at
And the
that
record
moment.
pops up. So it's basically just an iterative way to work your list. And it really is just, because it's all in parallel, it's just, you know, it's a day's production squished into an hour.
There's actually a screen where you can see who they're calling. So while it's scrolling down the
Yep.
screen, it's almost like a slot machine in Vegas. So you see, oh, I want to talk to the guy. Oh, yeah. Oh, I don't want to talk to him, please. And whoever you don't want to talk to, beep. Yeah, that's who you're on with, at least in my case. Guaranteed.
You don't get it. They bypass. If they get voicemail, they just keep moving.
And that, you know, to me, that's part of that you asked about the resistance from salespeople. And I get some resistance every once in a while from our salespeople, because one of the things that you lose completely using ConnectAndSell is the ability to hyper prepare for this conversation. There's no reading up on this person, looking at their website, evaluating every note you've ever made about them in your Salesforce or other CRM database, and then you're ready for the call, which usually results in leaving a message or a voicemail on to the next. You don't have that luxury of preparation. And so our salespeople sometimes give a little pushback that they feel like they're not as ready as they might be. And I think that's more like the water wings you were talking about. They need to just dump the water wings and man up and just do it. The second thing I get is that when they're making their own phone calls, even if they don't get the person that they're trying to reach, there is some information that's valuable that they can get from the gatekeeper or from whoever they're talking to. Maybe it's another name, maybe it's a when should I call back, maybe it's some information about the project itself. And so those are the two areas of resistance I get. And I guess to that one, I say to them, this is not about the people you don't reach. This is helping you. This is about the people you do reach. You can always call the ones back that you didn't talk to in the session.
Right. And in your case, you don't need the preparation because you know what the need structure is. You know what their business is, and they're all very, very similar businesses, right?
Right.